Thanks, Rashmi. Uh, Welcome, friends. It's always great to meet all of you and discuss with you. But unfortunately, I really miss the CIO meets and the ET Tech Sabhas. Uh, so yeah, thank you for joining us today for this session on unlocking the digital transformation, comprising of some of the really great leaders, the finest leaders in the industry that we have. Uh, in fact, I will share this video is also there on YouTube, so we can always share it. It's a tier 3 data center, TIA 942 certified, and as Rashmi mentioned, right now it has a capacity of around 300 racks, and it can go up to 3 floors. This is on one floor. It is an STPI building, and all the latest technologies have been used in the data center. I would request, we can have a virtual tour of the data center whenever it's possible, or for those who are in Bangalore, if they want to travel, they wish to travel, they can always visit the data center. And Rashmi is there, based in Bangalore, so I think that would be a great start. So coming back to today's digital transformation, uh, there is no second opinion that technology has been a lifesaver for all the organizations during the pandemic. While technology is a generic word, if we delve a little deeper into what exactly has been the key to enabling people to work from home and keep business critical services going, there is one prominent constant, and that is none other than what we know as cloud computing. As people and the economy are being adversely affected by this virus, it has actually hastened the need for organizations to work remotely, safeguarding employee health and scalability with the changing demands. The pandemic actually has turned being on-prem, which was already something, bit of a discomfort, to a very pressing business critical need today. But we are all aware in the growth seen in the use of cloud-based collaboration and communication tools, such as Teams and Google Meet, and of course Zoom, which has been the golden child here. The number of daily meeting participants literally skyrocketed from 10 million to 300 million, and still they were being catered to efficiently. It is due to such cloud-based communication tools that organizations around the world could continue their operations, and we all will agree to this. Not to forget the education sector, everybody's kids, we all know how the situation was, where one actually full year of the student was and still is being powered by cloud solutions. Pre-COVID, if you look at pre-COVID scenario, we all know digital transformation was accelerating. But now, as Satya Nadella had stated in one of his statements, that 2 years of digital transformation has happened in 2 months. So the acceleration that was already there, it's maybe quadrupled or gone 10x. And we are forced to adopt the new culture. And this culture is here to stay. We have seen immense use of chatbots, applications that enable contactless interactions, providing for a face-to-face kind of experience. The word resiliency is suddenly mainstream once again. That's very interesting. The last time I personally heard so much noise around resiliency or disaster recovery or business continuity planning was really in 1998 when I went to US. It was during the Y2K issue. And then it had gone into hibernation for a long time, with organizations waking up on and off and talking about it. But now organizations have realized that there is far more to look at besides the cost, uptime, and SLAs. Digital transformation without cloud is not something that is impossible, but it's very limited in scope. Really, if you want to get the best advantage from your digital transformation, cloud has to be an integral and important element of that. While we were forced to adopt to cloud platforms, which definitely will be for good, most of the organizations still have to learn to live in the cloud, because this is really a different way of living now. And we were used to some old-fashioned way, which was good then. The biggest concern that popped up due to this sudden forced movement to cloud, and I believe everyone would agree to it, it revolved around cyber security, uh, as yeah, cyber security or security in general. There was a checkpoint report that showed 5 times increase in the number of attacks just in the initial 3 months of pandemic. So today where we are sitting is that adoption really isn't a problem anymore, but now productivity and security have become problems. As we emerge from the post-pandemic world, organizations are going to need to clean up their shadow IT, overprivileged or external users that can access the sensitive data across various collaboration environments that we have put in use today. Organizations might have to make a regular habit of scanning their environments for sensitive content, so making sure it is where it is supposed to be or appropriately expire if it can be deleted. Having sensitive content in the environment was never bad, but access to it needs to be controlled. And all the cyber security controls that organizations have been exercising under normal conditions, they are being challenged, as these IT departments now find themselves enabling the sudden explosion of remote workers. And what we are left with, the pandemic has crystallized the fact that there are basically now two types of companies: those that are able to deliver digitally and connect to customers remotely, and those that are still trying to get into this group. Going forward, in fact, now more than ever, investing in a cloud communication infrastructure that not only supports remote teams but allows for flexibility and scalability will become the differentiator as business navigate the long-term organizational impact of this moment in time. Customers are demanding more cloud-enabled experiences. In a typical organization, business leaders want the latest cloud application, developers want the new cloud-native tools to deliver software faster, technology managers need cloud infrastructure platforms to run it all together. But the true benefits, I believe, can only be realized with a rational roadmap in place for cloud adoption. While leveraging public cloud resources provide tremendous value, transitioning to the cloud is not as easy or as intuitive as many IT leaders expect. For many IT organizations accustomed to operating on-premise data centers, cloud adoption can also mark a major paradigm shift. The need to leverage both on and off premises resources is a top driver of IT complexity in coming times. Cloud roadmap, if properly made, it will reduce the risk, cost, complexity of integrating the cloud resources as operations become more and more efficient and more predictable. Successful cloud integration requires careful alignment, planning, and coordination across the organization. When creating a roadmap, the goal shouldn't be developing the optimal cloud strategy, but determining how cloud technologies will best match the enterprise's business strategy. The resulting cloud roadmap, I believe, will be unique to your business, and it will be an ever evolving thing. Generic advices or reference architectures, they just won't suffice anymore. So steer your technology executives away from all the shiny objects and towards a more pragmatic approach. informed by your circumstances and investments. This also means quickly navigating all key inputs in play with an agile process that can evolve along with the shifting market dynamics. Cloud adoption will change how an organization operates. So you might want to start by prioritizing the applications that will be headed into the cloud, and consider using a single management platform to manage and orchestrate the entire environment. The security landscape is also eternally changing. How we protect applications, how we protect data and infrastructure, while allowing for the ability to move workloads and manage the assets across multiple cloud and on-prem infrastructure, have to be planned proactively today. I was going through this ninth annual Flexera 2020 State of the Cloud report, highlights on the latest cloud computing trends with a focus on IaaS and PaaS. It clearly showed that enterprises are embracing multi-cloud wholeheartedly. In fact, 93% of enterprises have a multi-cloud strategy and 87% have a hybrid cloud strategy. Uh, Also, an interesting fact, on average respondents, there were like 587 respondents or something, they mentioned that respondents are using 2.2 public clouds and 2.2 private clouds at any given point in time, which means they are scattered or using at least 4 cloud providers. Interestingly, the survey also uncovered the following fact, that by 2021, 50% of the enterprises in India will rely on a mix of on-prem, dedicated or private clouds, and several public clouds, and also have legacy platforms to meet their infrastructure needs. By 2022, 30% of enterprises in India will deploy unified platforms, will be on containers and multi-cloud management processes and tools to support a robust multi-cloud management and governance across public clouds and on-prem. And by 2023, a third of India's enterprise applications will be deployed in containers, containerized hybrid or multi-cloud environment to provide agility and frictionless management experience. Now, this opens up another level of security concern and asks for a secure collaboration between all the hyperscalers and other cloud players and on-prem infrastructure. Now, add to it edge computing, which is again something that cannot be ignored, and also the rapid adoption of emerging technologies, including AI, IoT, and blockchain, and the sheer volume of data being generated. As computing moves to span these multiple environments, from on-prem to public cloud to edge, organizations need protection controls that help safeguard sensitive IP and workload data in the workloads wherever the data resides. Suddenly one day you wake up and there is no boundary left for your attack surface. Many clouds, many devices, many remote working places. Where all to focus? So gone are the days of simply having a security for data at rest or in motion. We have entered the world of confidential computing, where now we can process data in encrypted form in the memory. You wake up in the world where instead of someone moving the cheese, someone moved the whole maze along with the cheese. You need to pick now a dedicated team that can think out of the box, want to pursue new paths, move from DevOps to NoOps, and from cloud to autonomous way of working cloud. Cloud technology has reached the point where teams will need to start implementing NoOps, where decisions will be driven by AI and automation. So it's necessary to have team members who are willing to lead the way in establishing that culture throughout the organization. While we wait for vaccines to save humans from the extremely notorious COVID, as I say, it would not be wrong to say that most of the organizations not only got saved, but rather I would say flourished during this pandemic, and all this due to the unsung vaccine, which we know as cloud computing. Thank you all for joining us.